Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Select Captain America Collector's action figure with accessories. And I have to say, guys, you know I don't collect Marvel Select figures unless they're the big guys that I can fudge into my Marvel Legends collection. Not for any reason other than I don't really collect this scale. However, I'm starting to be converted, and that is thanks to Zach over at DST, who asked if I wanted some review samples, and he has continued to send me some. I have a whole bunch more to review. I've just been too busy to get to them, but I'm being converted. How do people see all of these good action figures that are being made for reasonable prices and then still justify what Hasbro's doing? I don't get it. It's amazing to me. This might be the best Captain America figure overall, value per dollar, out there. Now, of course, you people will be like, well, what about Hot Toys? What about this? What about that? Yeah, okay, you can make arguments for all these different styles of figures. But for your standard, this kind of size figure, I don't think you can beat this one per dollar. Not even close. But I have some things to say about this guy that I want to talk about. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we get into the figure, I do want to show you my package. It is your standard Marvel Select packaging. It hasn't changed much over the years. It is still a very nice traditional style package. I personally love the way they do packages, though they are huge packages. So I don't know if you guys collect them on card ever, but if you do, you must have a giant house because they are humongous. But yeah, decent packaging. I like it. Okay, let's set that aside. Gonna have to charge it rent. Alright, we will pull this off real quick. Alright. And this right here, now, is how he comes in the package. So that's how we're gonna do the review. Okay, so first things first, question of the day. If you are a 1/12 scale collector, will you occasionally buy a figure that's in a different scale if it's good enough and a good enough value? I tend to sometimes do that, but typically no, because I don't have a place for it in my collection. It's gonna just stand on a shelf as a one-off, and I do have some spots where that'll work, but not so much with my comic figures. But, like I said, I'm being converted. So let's do a quick height measurement. This guy stands about 19, a little bit over 19 centimeters. That's gonna make him about 7.5 inches. So like I said, definitely not in scale with your Marvel Legends. Just not gonna work for somebody like Cap. Alright? But if you don't care about the scale, then we have some interesting things to talk about. I do want to start off by saying when they first showed this figure, I'm pretty sure I even publicly commented, I don't know if it was on like a solicitation post. I doubt it was from DST directly. I only do that for McFarlane Toys, who keeps making garbage. Anyway, it looked bad. He looked like he was stretched out by like 10% maybe. It looked really skinny and tall and long and weird. And I think there might be a little bit of that here, basically in the torso, and I'll show you what I mean later. But it looks so much better in person. And from what I've heard, that's the case for that most recent Green Hulk, that his head looked weird in the photos, but then he looked really good in person. So I'm wondering if they just aren't posting their best photos. Because all of the figures I have in hand from this company are so much better looking than I thought they were going to be. And by the way, I get nothing for saying anything nice about these figures. In fact, I don't even have to review them. Zach said he was going to send them. Do whatever I want with them is basically what he told me. And of course, you could make the case, well, I'm going to say nice things to get more stuff. But remember, I don't collect this scale, so I don't personally care too much if I get these. But I am happy to show them to you guys, and I'm happy to see a company doing good work. And this Cap, it might be a little tall. It might be just a little stretched out, but once you pose it, you don't notice it. And there's a whole lot going on here that I love. So let's get into the aesthetic. I want to start with the bad. I don't like the way they did the cut in the torso. I get why they did it, but it is just a little bit too there. It's a little too obvious. Once you pose it, it won't matter that much, but it is a thing. And I do think his torso is just a touch long. Maybe it might just be an optical illusion, because right now his arms fall just about where they're supposed to. Everything lines up right. So I think it's okay. I think it's just kind of an optical illusion. But they do have a really beefy chest on him. His chest and back, front to back, are very broad, very thick. And that's nice. He has nice broad shoulders. They're where they belong. They're nice and up. Chest is lower, that's good. Like I said, the proportions basically hit where they're supposed to, so it's a very appealing figure. The head's not too big, it doesn't sit too high. I like the style of the head. It's not hyper realistic, it's just a comic style head that's painted nicely. Love the black on there, that's very good. The line work is clean enough, the white to blue transitions, the white and red, that's fine. Shading throughout the blue, by the way, that can be done. Shading does exist on figures still. And then the gloves and boots have a little bit of like a wash to make them look kind of dirtied up. So it's pretty good looking. Not perfect in terms of the paint department. That's definitely not ideal, but luckily it's only on the back. But yeah, it looks pretty darn good. The blues could match a little bit better here, but generally speaking, it looks very, very nice. And once we get into the accessories, you'll see that it even looks nicer, because if you don't like this version of Cap, you get all the parts you need to make different versions of Cap. Now, I will mention, I don't know how I feel about this, the scaling on the upper suit. It's just in spots, and I can see why they would do that. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm okay with it personally. That's going to be up to you, though. But yeah, this is nice. It's very heroic looking. Skinny waist, big broad chest and shoulders. The head's not too big. I'd like to see a little bit more. That's what it is, I think. A little bit more meat in the thighs would really bring this guy out, especially how bulky his chest is. That's what it is. Bulkier thighs. Meatier legs in general would help. But yeah, I'm very pleased with how this looks compared to how it did originally. So I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 for the aesthetic. Now here's the accessory section. Get ready. We have this head that comes on him in the package. Then you get the more retro style head with the helmet that I absolutely hate, but I know a lot of you guys like this kind of thing, so that's cool. You get that. You also get the unmasked head, and of course the cowl to go around his neck. It is the cowl that is the same mask that comes on him in the package. But very nice head sculpts, decent paintwork on them throughout, that's good. For hands, it comes with the pointing finger hand and the gripping hand, then you get a couple of fists, another gripping hand, a couple of salutes, plenty of options there. And then for the shields, you get the round shield, and you get the shield, the cresty shield. And they're done well enough for sure. But here's the thing I like about them the most. There's actually paint and detail on the back, but not only that, and it's kind of worthless for the round one, but I'll show you still, you can rotate the grip around on the inside. Very helpful for this one. That takes a little bit of thought and planning and a little bit of budget, but they did it, and that's awesome. Okay, so you get those, and then lastly, you get your chest harness and belt. So you can make basically a whole different Cap. It's very nice, and I haven't put this on him yet, so I want to do it right now. I'm willing to bet he looks very good with his chest harness and heavier belt. So let's do that. Can I do it without messing up the paint? Oh, he also has a very nice finish, which is not something we always see. He's not very plasticky. All right, I'm liking that so far. Let's throw his belt on there. I've always been a more kitted out Captain America fan, but I'm sure a lot of you are purists and want him to have as few things on him as possible. But okay. Oh, I like that. I like that a bunch. I like that a whole bunch. And they did a good job painting these things. Okay, accessory-wise, for Marvel Select figure at this price point, 10. I don't know if you could do much better, really. Like, that's a lot. This is more accessories than a whole wave of Marvel Legends sometimes. 10. I'm gonna go 10 for the accessories. F it. This is... How... Man, stop justifying bad stuff from companies, guys. There are so many examples out there of how it can be done so much better. Man. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the articulation. This is usually Marvel Select's downfall, so let's see. We have a ball peg neck and a ball peg head. Okay, I'll take it. Is it a double? It is a double on top of the neck. That's what you want to see, guys. That's the way to do it. My goodness. How can you get figures like this for basically the same price as Marvel Legends and still justify Marvel Legends? It's nuts. Full ball hinge shoulder. No problem at all. Up to horizontal. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow. Good range on that elbow, even with the glove. The glove rotates, by the way, so you can get the little split part wherever you want it as you're posing. But then, of course, you get your wrist hinge. That's also a swivel. Diaphragm joint, like I said, not the best looking thing. Not the best functioning thing either. Maybe if you really force it. No, it doesn't seem like it wants to. So it's there. It'll help in posing, but it's not going to do much. but it's certainly there, and it works. Like, it's not bad at all, so that's good. And then you do get a waist twist down here, if you want that. So far, this guy's chock full of articulation that's functional, and he looks damn good, and comes with how many accessories? All of them? What? I don't even know what to do here. If Hasbro put in half the effort of this company, I wouldn't have a bad reputation amongst Hasbro fanboys, because I'd be saying how good they are. It's almost like good action figures can be made. This is a perfect example. This guy's easily a contender for one of the top 10s already. I mean, it's early in the year, but still. All right, let's look at the hips. Going forward, they're not the best, just because of the shape of the crotch and the way they've done it, but you get up to almost horizontal, and you can get it not super crooked, so that's fine. Could be a little tighter, a little stiffer joint. Full splits, like better than full splits. If you want to, you can get it all the way up there. All right, and then you get your thigh swivel, which is minimal, but it's built into the hip, so you don't have any ugly joints. I'll take it. That's perfectly fine. They don't go back at all. Double jointed knees, no problem at all. I think they could shorten this part just a little bit. The proportions are a touch off, so a little bit of more meat and shorten this skinny ankle part just a little bit, and I think he'd be golden. But good knee joints, that's nice. Boots do rotate at the boot, and then for the ankle, you get really good range going back, and really good range going forward, and you get an ankle rocker that is perfectly acceptable. So his articulation, I do want to mention one other thing, so don't leave yet, but his articulation is going to get, for Marvel Select, 9 out of 10. It's better than most Marvel Legends, all right? Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to mention, this is really an aesthetic, but I wanted to save it for articulation because I forgot. They're doing their joints the way Hasbro used to do it, and the way Toy Biz used to do it, and the way I do my joints, in that they're not just using a cutter that cuts the joints square. If you look at the elbow, this is not flat. I need something to point with. Okay, here we go. This part right here, and right here, it's not squared off. The same thing for the knee. I'll show you from behind. That's what she said. If you look here, it's not squared off on either part, and that's because they're not just using a pre-made cutter to cut all their joints. This is sculpted this way, and what happens is, the reason Hasbro does it is it's cheaper and easier, but what you get here is it looks fine from the front still, but when you bend it, you get a rounded joint that's not a giant box. This rounding right here makes the figure look so much better. Darwin's not the best example because he's so skinny, but he's got the flats. He's got facets on either side of the joint, here and here, in both places. See how it's just flat going right across there? The rounded joint looks so much better, and so I really appreciate that. I appreciate the heck out of this figure. This has got to be one of their best releases to date, and probably is the best Captain America release that's under $50. What the heck, man? Holy crap. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna give this guy a final rating of 9.9 out of 10. Is it absolutely perfect? No, but damn, I mean, how is this? If Hasbro did half as good as this, their line would be just doing gangbusters instead of being an Ollie's exclusive type of thing. This is nuts. Well done, Marvel Select. Well done, Diamond Select. I guess Diamond Select owns Marvel Select. I don't know how that works exactly. I don't collect this line. But thanks to Zach for sending these, and I hope you guys like this review, and I have a whole bunch more of the Marvel Selects to review, so hopefully they're all even close to this good. Makes me happy to review good stuff. I love it. Alright guys, there it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, but that's it from me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos every day but Wednesday. Almost, well, not really anymore at all, but I will soon again. And I do have thousands of videos already on the channel, so make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.